All right. 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins keeping an eye on things for us. Bobby, this storm continues to trek, northeast right now?
Yeah, northeast at about 23 miles per hour. So it's moving. It's picked up some speed. The winds, Courtney, you were asking about the wind changing. It's changed. And that's what started when we started seeing these tornadoes start to pop up. That's really when it was happening there. But now you see we've got south to southwest winds. That's why the water's coming up. And it's still on its way up a little bit. It's slowed a little bit, but it is. Gusting to 62 in Sarasota, 49 in Davis Islands, gusts to 67 in St. Pete, although we've already seen, I think, 70 and 71 for Clearwater and St. Pete, and that's about 64 mile per hour gusts right now in Clearwater. So the winds are peaking out right about now. Now, one of the things that happens when a hurricane goes by, the highest winds are obviously offshore. It will be a little bit closer to this, not much, but they're going to get very similar winds and maybe a little bit more up here in Hernando and Citrus County. But they're just a little bit behind us, right? Right now they still have more southerly winds, but the southwest winds are just about there. So if you're watching from Hernando, if you're watching from Citrus, you will start to see that water come up here in the next hour or two, okay? Wind gusts, finally, look at this, starting to come down a little bit here, okay? By 11 o'clock, winds now 60s to low 70s for gusts in the Tampa area will start to come down and be generally in the upper 50s by the time we get towards midnight. 2 a.m. we're seeing a lot less wind. The tide's still coming up till 2 a.m. but the wind is coming down at that point. So the overall water levels will start to come back down, especially after we get past about 11 p.m. All right, so I think that timing is going to be generally around 10 to 11 for the peak. So here we go right now with the outage, right? This is a probability of seeing power outages, and we've got over 300,000. Was that the number, guys? I think over 300,000 without it. But watch as we go through 10 o'clock. That chance goes up for Hernando and Citrus counties, and obviously, especially when you get north and west of there because the system will be trying to make landfall. And then after that, obviously the winds are coming down. Look at that. Look around. We lost a lot of our cameras out there, so I'll go past that. But one thing you can point out here is, quite a few places with power still.
Yes.
That's good news. International Plaza still got power out there at the airport. This is a live look. That's one of the cameras that we lost. I at least wanted to show you this wind out of the south at 28 miles per hour. Dew point's still very, very high, and you would expect that. But, when Idalia came through, we had a lot of dry, cool air on the backside. We won't see as much of that in this particular one. Here's the forecast right now. I want to take you to 48 mile per hour winds in St. Pete. It's sustained in the 30s in St. Pete with a 48 mile per hour wind gust. Watch what happens. That's by midnight. Watch what happens by 3 a.m. Slowly coming down. It's not going to drop right off, but those winds will come right down. I think we could check in with St. Pete now, right?